This is Captain America, and I will show you the best way to play like him in Dungeons and Dragons. Our goals are to be able to use a shield in the best way possible, earn the name Captain by controlling the battlefield, and to never give up no matter the odds. Stay tuned until the end to see how we did, and don't forget to subscribe. Steve Rodgers is a human that gets some super soldier serum. We call that variant human. As a racial feature, you get to start with a feat. Take Tavern Brawler. With this you get proficiency with improvised weapons. It improves unarmed strike damage to 1d4 plus your strength modifier, and it gives you a bonus action to grapple if you hit a creature with your fist or improvised weapon first. Talking of improvised weapons, you can use a shield that you are wielding as an improvised weapon. It will deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier for damage. Using point buy, select 15 strength, 13 dexterity, 13 constitution, 10 intelligence, 13 wisdom and 9 charisma. The Tavern Brawler feat gives you a +1 to strength, bringing it to 16, and you will put your racial bonuses into dexterity and constitution, bringing them both to 14. Variant humans also get 1 skill proficiency. Before getting buff, Steve Rodgers always talked a good game, so grab the persuasion proficiency. Steve got the super soldier serum during his time in the military, so pick the soldier background. This gives you athletics and intimidation. First level goes into fighter. Insight and perception will serve Captain America well. For fighting style, we take protection. While wearing a shield, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll of a creature against a target other than you that is within 5 feet. Second wind shows the captain's grit and refusal to give up. Once per short rest, you can use this bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. At these early levels, you can wear chainmail for 16 AC, plus 2 more from your shield. Remember, heavy armor gives disadvantage on stealth checks, and at later levels we will be discarding it. If you have access to higher AC heavy armor at this stage, or good medium armor, then feel free to wear it. Second level, we take fighter again. This gives us access to action surge, letting you take 1 additional action on your turn once per short rest. Third level, we stay with fighter to pick a martial arts type. We take the battle master subclass, getting 3 picks from the list of maneuvers, in addition to 4 superiority dice that fuel these maneuvers. Your superiority die are currently d8s, and you can only use 1 maneuver per attack. First, we take Commander's Strike. This allows you to forgo an attack to use a bonus action that allows a friendly creature who can hear you to use their reaction to make 1 weapon attack. This uses a superiority die, the roll of which is added to the damage total. This is great if you are helping a ranged ally take down an opponent that you can't reach. As this is a reaction, rogues that use their reaction to make this attack can apply sneak attack damage, even if they've already used it on their own turn. If you have extra attack, this only takes away one of your attack rolls. We also take the disarming attack. With this, if you hit a creature with an attack, you can spend 1 die to attempt to disarm them of 1 item of your choice it is holding. The roll of the die is added to the damage, and the creature must make a strength saving throw. If they fail, they drop the object and it lands at their feet. You can get creative with this. If an opponent has parry, you can disarm them so they can't use it. If there are any creatures that you can disarm and then distance them from their weapon, that would be a great use of action economy. More on this point later. Our final maneuver at this level is Distracting Strike. When you hit a creature with an attack, you can spend a superiority die, add it to the damage, and give the next attack roll advantage against this enemy by an attacker other than you, as long as it is made before your next turn. Great for when you have another ally that needs to make sure their next attack hits. You do get the Student of War feature, giving you proficiency with 1 type of artisan's tools. Take your pick. 4th level is still with fighter, getting an ability score increase. Here we take the Shield Master feat. With this, if you take the attack action, you can use a bonus action to shove a creature with your shield. Shoving is a challenge between your athletics contested by their athletics or acrobatics. If you win, you can knock them prone or push them 5 feet away. Remember disarming attack? You can now push them away after knocking their weapon to the ground. Shield Master also lets you add your shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw you make against a spell or other harmful effects that only target you. You can't be incapacitated for this benefit to work. Lastly, Shield Master also lets you use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed a dexterity saving throw that you would normally take half damage from if you passed. This is done by interposing your shield between yourself and the source of effect. 5th level in Fighter gets you the extra attack feature. You can now punch or whack people with your shield twice with the attack action. 6th level, we take our first level in Barbarian. You get the Rage feature, which takes a bonus action to activate, lasts for 1 minute and ends early if you end your turn and you haven't attacked anyone or taken damage since your last turn. You get 2 rages per long rest. During a rage, you get advantage on strength checks and saving throws. These checks include athletics checks for grappling and shoving. You get a bonus damage of +2 on attacks made with strength, such as your shield whacks and punches, and you resist bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage. First level Barbarians also get Unarmored Defense. This gives you an AC of 10 plus your Dexterity modifier plus your Constitution modifier when you aren't wearing any armor. This can stack with the benefit of a shield. In your case, this would bring your total unarmored but shielded AC to 16. Rage doesn't work in heavy armor, so if you're wearing some, you can move into medium armor. 7th level, we take our 2nd level in Barbarian. You get the Danger Sense feature, giving you advantage on Dexterity saving throws against effects you can see. You also get Reckless Attack, which lets you decide on your first attack of your turn whether you want to use it or not. If you do, all of your melee attacks made with strength are made with advantage, but you give attacks against you advantage as well. Both of these effects last until your next turn. 8th level, we take our first level in Monk, which gets us nothing. Our shield prevents us from benefiting from Monk's Unarmored Defense or Monk's Martial Arts. Luckily, we already have the Barbarian's Unarmored Defense that works with the shield, and thanks to Tavern Brawler, we already do 1d4 damage with our fists and have plenty of viable bonus options. So why pick Monk? Well, on our 9th level, when we take our 2nd level in Monk, we get Key. Key does not care about us using a shield. You now have a number of key points equal to your monk level, and with them you can spend 1 point as a bonus action to do Flurry of Blows. Immediately after you take the attack action, you can use this to make 2 unarmed strikes. Unarmed strikes are not attacks with weapons, but they do count as weapon attacks. This means that you can use maneuvers on them. As our unarmed attacks are strength based, they benefit from rage damage and reckless attack. Step of the Wind and Patient Defense also have their situational uses. 2nd level monks also get unarmored movement, but the shield does disqualify us from using this. 10th level, we take our 3rd level in Monk, getting another key point and also a subclass. We take the Drunken Master Monk. You get a bonus proficiency in performance and brewer's supplies and learn the drunken technique. This lets you benefit from the disengage action and increase your walking speed by 10 feet on your turn whenever you take the Flurry of Blows bonus action. None of this requires us to be unarmored or to have a good wisdom score. You can now hit someone 4 times, use maneuvers on each of those attacks, and then move your movement speed away plus an extra 10 feet without provoking any opportunity attacks. 3rd level monks also get deflect missiles. Steve's reflexes are so sharp that he can use his reaction when he is hit by a ranged weapon attack to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus his dexterity modifier plus monk level. If the damage is reduced to 0 and the ammo is small enough to hold in one hand, you can catch it, at which point you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged weapon attack with it, all during the same reaction. 11th level, we take our 4th level in Monk, getting an ability score increase where we take +2 to strength. And 4th level monks also get the slow fall feature. We see Captain America land these massive jumps and falls with no damage. Now you can use your reaction to reduce falling damage by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level, which is currently a total of 20. 12th level, we go back to Fighter for the 6th level, getting another ability score increase taking our strength to 20. 13th level, we take our 7th level in Fighter. This gives the Know Your Enemy subclass feature, 2 additional maneuvers, and another superiority die. Steve's always had a keen mind. If he spends 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, he can learn some information about its capabilities compared to his own thanks to the Know Your Enemy feature. The DM tells you if the creature is equal, superior, or inferior in regards to 2 characteristics of your choice from the strength score, dexterity score, constitution score, armor class, current hit points, total class levels if any, and fighter class levels if any. The 2 additional maneuvers we're taking are maneuvering attack and riposte. When you hit a creature with an attack, you can spend one superiority die adding the roll to your damage, and then choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you. That creature can use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from your target. This maneuvering attack is great for helping out allies who are in tricky situations. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, Riposte lets you use your reaction to spend one superiority die to attack them back. If you hit, you add the roll of the superiority die to your damage. 14th level, we take our 8th level in Fighter for another ability score increase. Take 2 Constitution, which will add more hit points and another point to our unarmored AC. 15th level, we take our 9th level in Fighter. We get the Indomitable feature. Captain America doesn't give up. Once per long rest, when you fail a saving throw, you can re-roll it, but you must use the new roll. 16th level is our 10th level in Fighter. 10th level Battle Masters get an improvement to their superiority die, now being D10s instead of D8s. You also get 2 more choices of battle maneuvers. We take Evasive Footwork and the Lunging Attack. Evasive Footwork lets you spend a superiority die, adding it to your AC until you stop moving. This is how Captain America runs across an active battlefield right at the main bad guy without getting clipped. If you are worried you can't make it that far, don't worry, just spend 1 key point to Step of the Wind so you can dash as a bonus action, saving your main action for an attack. Lunging Attack lets you spend 1 superiority die to make a melee attack reach an extra 5 feet. If you hit, you add the roll of the superiority die onto the damage. Flavor this to be a very short distance shield throw because mechanically speaking, throwing a shield is bad action economy. This is something I'll touch upon shortly. 17th level, we take our 11th level in Fighter. We can now make a total of 3 attacks when we take the attack action. 18th level, we take our 12th level in Fighter for an ability score increase. Here I opt for the mobile feat. This boosts our speed by 10 feet, also allowing us to dash over difficult terrain without any extra cost of movement. Mobile also gives you the benefits of the disengage action against anyone you've made a melee attack against. This slightly doubles up on the drunken technique from Monk, but it's nice to have disengage options without spending key points, and the speed boost also stacks. 19th level, we take our 13th level in Fighter where we get a second use of Indomitable per long rest. Level 20 is also our final and 14th level in Fighter, where we yet again get another ability score increase. Take 2 points of Dexterity, boosting your Dexterity saving throw score and your unarmored AC with a shield to 18. So why aren't we actually throwing a shield and having it come back to our hand? Well, shields aren't weapons, so they aren't eligible for a returning weapon infusion, a weapon pact, or a weapon bond. Even if shields were eligible, to use a shield as a shield, you have to don it. To unequip it, to throw it, you have to doff it. Donning and doffing require an action each. Even if you could use one of these features with shields and have the Unearthed Arcana feat Shield Training that lets you don or doff as a free object interaction, you only get 1 free object interaction per turn, meaning you'd still not be able to effectively stay shielded in between turns. There are some other options you can make for this build. I opted for the 4th level in Monk instead of taking the 15th level in Fighter. The reason for this is to get 1 extra ability score increase and for slow fall, since it felt more true to Captain America. It also gives us an extra key point for the likes of Flurry of Blows. Understandably, these points might not be as important to you, and the 15th level in Battle Master would give you 2 more battle maneuvers, 1 more superiority die, and the Relentless feature, meaning each time you roll initiative and you are out of superiority die, you regain 1 of them. I'll leave it up to you which one you would prefer. If you enjoy shoving and grappling, and you enjoy maxing out your character's athletic potential, then finding a way to get expertise in athletics will be immensely important. This can be done by taking a 1 level dip in Rogue, or taking the Prodigy feat. If you have access to magic items, ones that would work well are the Ring of Protection, which helps any build, and the Battering Shield from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. This shield gives an additional +1 to AC and has 3 charges per day. When you push a creature 5 feet or more away, you can expend a charge to also push that creature an additional 10 feet or knock it prone, or both. This almost adds a Vibranium-like quality to your shield using Captain America build. So how did we do? We are a battlefield master. You have such a large variety of options and combinations to control any situation you find yourself in. If the bad guy has a powerful weapon, disarm him, then push him away from it. If the paladin has just got in range to use their final spell slot to smite, but the bad guy is going to go next after your turn, well then distracting strike to give the next person advantage, then commander strike so the paladin can use their reaction to make a weapon attack before the bad guy, now at advantage. What about if you had to transport an important artifact across a battlefield with arrows flying everywhere? Take the dodge action, use one key for Step of the Wind to dash, and then use evasive footwork maneuver to temporarily bump up your AC, then run for your life. You are only limited by your imagination or mechanical knowledge of the maneuvers. This build should be called Mr. Shield. The shield is iconic. You can hit with it, you can push as a bonus action with it, you can use it to impose disadvantage on an attack against an ally as a reaction, and you can use it to boost your dexterity saving throw in addition to nullifying damage on successful saves. In terms of hand-to-hand combat, with flurry of blows and extra attack, you can make 5 attacks per turn at the cost of 1 key point. That's before using the action surge feature. While you don't do large amounts of damage, each hit can be made with advantage if you choose to reckless attack, meaning you will hit more often, and you can stack damage on top of each hit with your maneuvers. And yes, on critical hits, the superiority die is rolled twice, only the damage gets the second roll applied to it, so if there is another effect, it only uses the first roll. This is all very fitting for Captain America, as he is meant to be the maximum of human potential, but not necessarily superhuman. In big fights, you see him lead teams and use his skills to help bring down the big bad guys, not necessarily doing massive bursts of damage himself. In addition to comparatively low damage output, all of our attacks are focused on melee damage. For out of reach enemies, remember that you can use Commander Strike with rogue archers to really help cut down those enemies. If you really want to be able to do some damage at range, then grab a hand crossbow. You aren't as good with it due to dexterity being lower than strength, but even Captain America was proficient with firearm usage. So there you have it, Captain America in Dungeons and Dragons. Subscribe so you don't miss my next video, and leave a comment for any suggestions. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.